Hello, my beautiful duckling. I want to talk to you today about why you're not manifesting your specific person. This seems to be the question that comes up in almost all of my coaching clients. I've worked with 1,010 people. I've gotten 15 back together so far this year. And this question comes up somewhere in one of our coachings. The reason you don't manifest them, it doesn't feel natural. And I will explain to you why it doesn't feel natural and how we can change it so it does feel natural. This is Susie, your beautiful swan queen. Welcome back to the garden. Why doesn't it feel natural? Because there is a thing that you either need to do, change your thought on, or get rid of some sort of a limiting belief. For the majority of my clients, the underlying problem is they feel guilty about something. And I know that sounds weird. I'm manifesting my specific person. I don't have anything to feel guilty for. But in actuality, we do. If there is a third party, if there is children, if you are in a relationship now and you are trying to manifest a specific person, then there is I'm moving across country or I'm moving different countries. There are so many different reasons we can feel guilty. The biggest, something you said in the past to that person, or something they said to you, and now all of a sudden you believe you created this, so you feel guilty because you created the breakup. How do we change that? Well, the easiest thing is to figure out what you feel guilty about. Most of the time, it's just asking yourself over and over again the same question. You are telling that reason a lot. So if there's a third party, you are talking about the third party and you are constantly talking about the third party. What is the real reason you're talking about the third party? One of my coaching clients felt guilty because if he leaves his existing relationship to be with the relationship he's in, is that person going to be happy? Is that person going to be able to find another relationship? Is that person going to be upset? We don't know. So we have to create, it's okay to leave this relationship to be in that relationship. Another one of my coaching clients created their person saying, I never want to be with you again. It's done. We're never going to be together. Well, she had to get over the fact that she created that, and then she felt guilty because she thought she was manipulating her person because they said, I never want to be with you again. We have a multitude of thoughts that run through our brain all day long. When it's natural, we literally snap our fingers and it comes to us. So manifesting a cup of coffee for me is really easy and natural. I just think free cup of coffee, and within an hour, two max, it shows up. Somehow, some way, it shows up. Even if I never leave my house, because I don't like leaving my house. It'll show up literally at my door. I wanted to date. Did not like online dating sites. So I said, quote unquote, if you want me to date, they're going to knock on my door. The last 3 out of the 4 guys I've dated have literally knocked on my door. When it becomes natural, they knock on my door. How long did it take to get them to knock on my door? 30 days. How long does it take the typical coaching client? 3 to 6 months. 60 days is the closest. 5 years separation has been the longest I've gotten back together. Typically, most of my clients have not spoken to 1 to 2 years, and yet they can still get back together with the love of their life once they clear up whatever reason is truly blocking them. So what's truly blocking you? I'm not in your head 86,400 seconds a day. So you have to pay attention to your thoughts. You have to pay attention to the words you're saying out loud. If you are messaging me and you're like, well, I don't say this, I'm just telling you I thought it was weird. You're saying it somewhere in your head, when you're waking up in the middle of the night, when you're taking a shower, if you're working out, when you're making dinner, and you're by yourself, somewhere you're thinking it's not working out. And that's why you're reaching out to me to change this. So you have to redirect. And how do you redirect your thoughts? That's 100% your mental diet. I don't believe in the positive and negative thing. So I said a negative phrase. I'm going to now say multiple positives to undo it. Revise. That means I have to forget the original situation 100% that happened so that it doesn't create that problem. It's hard sometimes to forget exactly what you're trying to revise because something pops up into your reality and you're like, oh, I thought I revised that. And you didn't. So the other thing is, I created that bullshit story and I can now create this story. I like that one. I do use that one quite a bit. My favorite one, though, and the one that seems to have the most success with my clients is redirecting. So you redirect your thoughts. You're not digging up a seed. You're not revising it. You're not forgetting about it. You're going, I'm driving down the road, and this is a easy analogy to use to explain it. I'm driving down the road, and this guy cuts me off. And my thoughts think, I'm going to get into an accident. Mile down the road, you get into an accident. Why does that always happen? Because your words say that. What I do is I create a different pathway. So I'm driving down the road, this guy cuts me off, and I go, oh, I hope I don't get into an accident. And then I finish that thought with, I created that thought. That thought really doesn't serve me. So I'm going to choose to create that I get safely to where I'm going. That way, a mile down the road, I'm fine. And when you are manifesting a specific person, if you said something, own it. I created that. I accept that I created that. Can I move on and accept that I can move on from whatever I created? Can I move past this? Because if I can move past this, then I can choose to recreate whatever I want. Car owners, you go buy a sports car. And when we first buy a sports car, we brag. Oh, I got a Mustang. I got a Camaro. I got a Corvette. Mustangs and Camaros used to be muscle cars. Now they're sports cars. A Mustang owner and a Jeep owner have one thing in common. You go up to them and you're like, can I borrow your car? You mean my Jeep? My Mustang? You want to borrow my Mustang? Oh, heck no. I'll drive you, but you ain't taking my Mustang. Jeep owners. I had 2 Jeep Grand Cherokees. Somebody actually said to me, I'm going to borrow your car while you're at work today. And I'm like, you mean my Jeep? Yeah, I want to take your car. You mean my Jeep? No, your car. My Jeep. You want to borrow my Jeep? No, I don't think so. You're not taking my Jeep. You have to understand, it's a Jeep. And that is an attitude of a car owner who has something that they're proud of. When we are manifesting a specific person, we need to take that proudness, that praise, and we need to redirect it to whatever we want. So he didn't get my Jeep. It was a Grand Cherokee, by the way. I wanted a Wrangler, and I got 2 Grand Cherokees. But I never called it an SUV. I never called it anything other than a Jeep. So I titled my vehicle. You need to title your relationship with your specific person. Do you want to be in a relationship? Yes, absolutely. Marriage is a relationship. It just comes with this piece of paper that says I'm married. So I'm married to this specific person. It's not working out for me. What do I need to change is my thoughts. Why is it now working out for me? I created it not working. Now I'm going to choose to create it's working. I created it's not working, so I'm going to clean up my mental diet, and because I cleaned up my mental diet, it's now going to work. I can manifest anything, so now I know I can manifest my specific person. I'm no longer putting out there to my little minions who are delivering my package that it's not working. The person who manifests absolutely anything will tell you, I can manifest anything I want. It doesn't matter what it is, I can manifest it. I knew somebody who was 400 pounds. She could manifest any guy, absolutely any guy in the world. She dated bodybuilders. Her attitude was, it didn't matter what I looked like, bodybuilders love me. They want to date me. I snap my fingers and go, I'm going to date that bodybuilder, and he shows up. At the time she did that, I was like, I wish I could be like that, instead of I am like that. I created, dating a bunch of idiot people. Now I only date bodybuilders. I'm changing my story in a forward motion. I'm changing my story, so I'm now creating whatever I want. If you cannot manifest a free cup of coffee, and we see it all the time, well, I can't manifest a free cup of coffee. How hard is it to manifest a free cup of coffee? Why is everybody getting it but me? Instead, in the past I couldn't manifest a free cup of coffee. Now I can. In the past, I had problems with my specific person and manifesting them. Now, he just always calls me, texts me, does nice things for me. Your boyfriend is rude to you. Now, he's treating me with love and respect. He's appreciating me. You aren't revising it. You're taking the problem and saying, now that's in the past. My absolute favorite way to manifest, though, is I don't know how, and I don't understand why. So I have manifested a specific person, and I used those two phrases, and I was with that person, fully committed relationship in 90 days, simply because I walked around and said, I don't know how I'm with him, but I am. And then I would get angry and frustrated, and I would say, God, I don't understand why you won't let me be with him, but I'm going to be with him. And I just kept persisting in those two statements. When those guys knocked on my door, it was simply because I said, God, if you want me to date, they're going to knock on my door. So who's knocking on my door? A short phrase will get you whatever you desire because you're already naturally saying that short phrase. So what you have to do is move past the problem. Whatever problem it is. If you are saying, I don't know how I married my specific person, but I did, that means whatever problem you had in the past that you think is blocking you is no longer there because you're married. I always say to put happy in there because if you're saying happily married, you are creating that amazing relationship with one little word that takes a few seconds to say. So I don't know how I'm happily married to my specific person, but I am. I don't know why I'm happily married to my specific person, but I am. You can use your words in a redirecting focus to clean up your mental diet because 99.9% of manifesting is your mental diet. Somewhere if you are not getting something you want, a word or a phrase that you keep repeating or a story that you keep telling. If I'm a good Catholic girl and I'm going to confession once a month, my grandmother used to do this. She would tell the priest all the bad things she did all month long. And she would do her confession, and then she would go take communion on Sunday. She did this for as long as I can remember. And I used to look at my grandmother and go, you didn't do anything wrong. Why is she going to confession? And why is it taking her so long to be in there? What is she really talking about? We think we're doing something wrong. So we're constantly saying it somewhere. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I need to change. We just need to change our thoughts and direct them in the direction we want to go. The beautiful thing about GPS, and I love Surrey. My daughter and I went to go get flowers, and we were going across the border from Missouri into Kansas. A friend of mine's family owns the shop, and because of the virus, they were selling out their floral arrangements so that they could close the shop for a short period of time. It was my daughter's birthday, and I thought I'd get her flowers. So we are driving out there, and it's taking us on the highway. Well, we didn't want to go on the highway. So we went towards Kansas in a way that we naturally know how to go towards Kansas. Surrey kept redirecting us and redirecting us. So we finally get on the highway because we didn't want to take this weird route because it just did not feel natural. So Surrey redirects us. We get on the highway, get off at the exit, go there. On the way back, we're driving back, and we asked how to get to this place in Missouri where we were headed. And Surrey told us to go straight. Well, when we got to where we were supposed to turn, we knew exactly where we were at. It actually was a very natural path for us to have taken. We just didn't see it because of the way the GPS was explaining it. And that's all we're doing, guys. We're explaining it to ourselves in a way it doesn't feel natural. So to make it natural, just keep changing paths. Just keep redirecting, because that's what our GPS does. And our inner GPS is no different than Surrey, who's telling me how to get to someplace in an easy, natural way. And I'm telling him, I don't like that route. I want to do it this way. And he's telling me, no, go this way. And I'm saying, no, I'm going to go this way. That's all manifesting is. It's redirection. And the more you can focus on redirecting and putting the problem in the past, the quicker it's going to be natural, and you're going to get that manifestation. Your specific person is really easy to manifest. I have manifested 5 guys that way. Each one has taught me something that I really like about relationships and what I don't like about relationships. So I can take that one and create a generic person, or I can create my specific person with all 5 of those features that I love, because I'm redirecting my thoughts. You guys have an absolutely amazing Sunday. I love you. Thank you for subscribing. Smash the like button, share my videos, and as always, tell me why what I'm teaching you is drastically changing your life for the better.